One of the facts of American life these days is that many prescription drugs are now household names.
Both doctors and the public want to reach for the newest prescription drug.
You can't sit down to TV at night and not see a half a dozen drug company commercials.
Millions of Americans watch the ads and then ask their doctors for prescriptions.
The reason we're seeing so much consumer advertising is because it works.
They do it by telling people, ask your doctor.
They can sell us almost anything.
Pharmaceutical advertising is a tool that allows a pharmaceutical company to promote different areas of interest, such as a specific drug, a chronic condition, or information regarding various treatment methods. Pharmaceutical advertisements can be found almost anywhere. They are broadcasted on television and radio, as well as in magazines and newspapers. Physicians often receive weekly visits from pharmaceutical representatives who supply free samples of medication.
Primarily, the drugs were promoted to the physicians. However, in 1990, drug manufacturing companies began to target the consumer, which is when FDA stepped in to protect the consumer by imposing rules and regulations. Organizations such as Pharmaceutical Research and Manufacturers of America enforce their own regulations to their members on pharmaceutical advertising to healthcare professionals. In 2009, Pharma voluntarily imposed guidelines and restrictions to free restaurant meals and gifts as a form of advertising to healthcare professionals.
Now, consumers are targeted as well.
The FDA regulates advertisements targeted at consumers, termed direct-to-consumer advertising.
While AMA regulates pharmaceutical advertising towards doctors.
There are three types of pharmaceutical advertisements. The first type of advertisement is called a product claim advertisement, through which a pharmaceutical company can promote its therapy without biased information. For example, a product claim advertisement must list the risks and benefits in a balanced manner while only listing factual information for the drug in question. The second category defined includes reminder advertisements, which expose an interesting aspect. Instead of stating the most important facts regarding a specific drug, like a product claim ad, reminder ads state the name of the drug being advertised, but neglects the actual uses for the drug. The third type of pharmaceutical advertisements are called help-seeking advertisements, through which a specific disease or condition is elaborated without mentioning any specific disease drug therapies.
In some countries, it is illegal to advertise directly to consumers for medicine. Several research studies have been found that direct-to-consumer advertisement has a negative impact on patients' health as well as on doctor-patient relationship.
So let's take a closer look at the controversies surrounding direct-to-consumer advertising.
Supporters of DTCA argue that advertisements are a legitimate form of patients' information. They also claim that DTCA helps to increase health awareness in people, improve patient-doctor interaction, and the probability of better health outcome. Where PHRMA argues that DTCA educate consumers about health and available treatments and empowering them to become an advocate in their own care. Opponents of DTCA emphasize the fact that advertisements do not serve as an unbiased source of information, but instead tend to be one-sided product consideration which produce unrealistic expectations of the benefit of medicine. The consequences of this ad are the increase and inappropriate demand for new and expensive drug will be generated, and thus patients are now turning into consumers.
An alternate way of looking at whether drug advertisements are beneficial to the consumer is to understand what is not required to be stated in a drug advertisement. For example, there are no advertisements that list the benefits of two similar drugs, allowing the consumer to decide which is best. A different problem reveals itself when one factors in health literacy to consumer advertising. Given that medical terminology has the tendency to use complex and unfamiliar words, it is clear to understand how an individual's ability to comprehend medical information directly affects their ability to retain and apply the information they received.
It is quite evident there are pros and cons regarding pharmaceutical drug advertising, especially when the advertisements are directed towards the financial source or consumer, as opposed to the regulator of product or the prescribing doctor.
But while the debate continues, as the future of pharmacy, we have to take into consideration that these situations are real and have a real influence on doctors and patients. Instead of focusing solely on profit margins, more focus should be spent on strengthening communication between pharmacists, doctors, patients, and health information. Thank you for your time watching this video, and good luck on your calculations exam.